Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is AIDS in Africa, and we're fortunate to have with us to talk about the question of AIDS in Africa, Ms. CWyatt-Morley. Ms. Morley is the executive director of the program W.O.M.E.N. and AIDS. And of course, Ms. Morley, let me sort of correct that, because I think we thought about a show that we did not long ago, W.O.M.E.N. and AIDS with you.
Right.
And of course what we'd like to do this morning is to continue our discussion in reference to this disease,
Yes.
but to sort of focus up on one of the real hot spots in terms of this disease, and that is the continent of Africa.
Absolutely.
But before we get into that, Ms. Wyatt-Morley, let's have you to talk about your information about your background and some of the things that were important in terms of leading you to the establishment of an organization, W.O.M.E.N., dealing with that question, and then we'll have an opportunity to talk about AIDS in Africa.
Well, thank you for that introduction. I appreciate it, and I am very pleased to be back on your program. As you know, I am a person living with the disease. I was diagnosed in 1994, and when I was first diagnosed, there were limited resources available to me as an African-American female in the Metro Davidson County and surrounding areas. So out of the need for fellowship and out of the need to have programs that would address me as a mother, those issues, I created the organization W.O.M.E.N on Maintaining Education and Nutrition, which gives you the acronym W.O.M.E.N, and we are known in the community by that acronym. We have several programs that we now establish. We have a program, for example, called the Full Plate Program, and on average, we disseminate approximately 2,500 pounds of food per month. Goes out our doors to infected individuals in the Metro Davidson County area that are in great need. There is a tremendous need in the Nashville area for programs, for support, for services. We also have a housing program where we call Circle of Life, where we help people with the disease who have limited resources. As you know, the majority have so many limited resources. We help them with housing, we help them with electricity and utility bills, we help them with transportation, those types of things. We find nutrition to be an extremely important component for people living with the disease, trying to get them the proper nutrition and those things. Also keeping people connected with medications. We have a program called the MOMS program, which is an acronym for Medicine on the Move, which allows for our clients to have access, or anyone, you do not have to be HIV positive to be a part of that program, anyone that is on any forms of medication, we link them with a direct pharmacy, and that pharmacy helps them to maneuver through medications, getting them to have them delivered right to their homes. So we have a lot of outstanding programs, but it was very difficult getting to where we are today. But I am very, very happy to report that we're growing. Our support is tremendous. We're very, very pleased with the support from the community, but we also need much, much help, because our clientele also is growing and getting larger and larger. Rates of infection within women in the state of Tennessee have disproportionately impacted our economy in the state of Tennessee. African American women have the highest rates of infection in the state of Tennessee. I just came from a retreat with the state, and along with myself and some other community-based organizations, put together the plan for the state of Tennessee for the next years to come, HIV prevention plan, and the epidemiology clearly stated that African American women hold the highest rates of infection.
And so it's a real problem here in the United States.
Yes,
and
it
it's
is.
Problem in Tennessee
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
And now, compared to the information that you gave us the last time that you were here, do you think that the situation has become worse in the state of Tennessee since you were here? That was maybe a year or so ago. Has it become much worse? Is it better or what?
I believe it is progressively getting worse. Funding is not increasing. The dollars are not being put to use as need be. There are so many things, and the education is not made readily available. So oftentimes we believe that everyone, we take for granted that everyone knows about HIV, but everyone doesn't know. Our high school students are still being highly impacted, and rates of infection are extremely high in the age groups between 20 and 30. Well, when AIDS is that high for those rates, you have to think, when did they become HIV positive? And that is happening in the high school and first years of freshman university and college. Those kids are not being impacted like they should. So in my opinion, rates of infection continue to rise, not only in HIV, but also with sexually transmitted diseases. Syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, those rates of infection continue to rise. So yes, I would say that we're getting worse and not better.
Very good. And of course, let us take this first commercial break, after which we'll come back and we'll give you an opportunity to talk about AIDS in other aspects. And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. CWyatt-Morley